Men, the mornings tell the truth. When a wife is secretly seeing another man, her daily routine shifts in subtle but noticeable ways. Female psychology shows us that guilt and excitement leak out through habits she can't fully control. Today, I'll reveal 7 morning habits that expose she's seeing someone else. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and comment if you've ever noticed a sudden change in her morning routine. It could save another man from being blindsided. These signs aren't just theories. They're backed by behavioral psychology and observed patterns that countless men have experienced firsthand. Understanding female psychology and relationships means recognizing that when a woman begins an emotional or physical affair, her subconscious mind starts preparing for this new connection, even during the most routine moments of her day. The morning hours, when defenses are naturally lower and authentic behaviors emerge, become a window into her true emotional state. The most telling sign starts the moment she opens her eyes. Watch carefully. Does she reach for her phone before even acknowledging you're there? This isn't about checking the time or weather. This is about immediately connecting with someone who's become more important than the person lying right next to her. Here's what to look for. She grabs her phone within seconds of waking up, turns away from you while scrolling, or positions herself so you can't see the screen. The phone becomes like a treasure chest of secrets that she protects more carefully than anything else in her life. The psychology behind this behavior is fascinating. When a woman is emotionally invested in someone new, that person occupies her first and last thoughts of each day. The morning phone check isn't casual browsing. It's an urgent need to connect with this other person, to see if he's thought about her, to continue conversations that ended late the night before. You might notice she's suddenly more aware of notification sounds, or she set her phone to silent but keeps checking it compulsively. She might claim she's just checking emails or looking at the news, but her body language tells a different story. She'll hunch over the device, create physical barriers between you and the screen, and show signs of anxiety if you come too close while she's using it. The most damaging part, she's choosing this digital connection over acknowledging your presence. In a healthy relationship, the morning greeting between partners is natural and prioritized. When that fundamental courtesy disappears, replaced by urgent phone activity, it signals that her emotional energy is flowing elsewhere. Pay attention to how she reacts if you try to engage her during these morning phone sessions. Does she seem annoyed by the interruption? Does she rush through responses to get back to her device? These reactions reveal where her real interest lies. Has she suddenly become a morning person without any logical reason? If your wife historically needed multiple alarms and struggled to get out of bed, but now she's naturally waking up earlier, with energy and purpose, this behavioral shift demands your attention. The psychology here is straightforward. Excitement and anticipation are powerful motivators. When a woman is involved with someone new, the thrill of secret communication creates a natural high that actually affects her sleep patterns. She'll wake up earlier because her subconscious mind is eager to connect with this other person during private moments. Watch for these specific patterns. She wakes up 30 to 60 minutes earlier than normal, seems alert and energized despite the earlier hour, and immediately becomes busy with activities that keep her away from you. She might claim she's trying to be more productive or wants to exercise in the morning, but notice if these new habits involve extended periods alone with her phone. The early morning hours provide perfect cover for secret communication. While you're still sleeping, she has uninterrupted time for phone calls, video chats, or extensive text conversations. This privacy is golden to someone maintaining a double life, and her body's natural rhythms will actually adjust to create these opportunities. You might also notice she goes to bed earlier, claiming to be tired, when in reality she's coordinating these early wake-ups to maximize her secret communication time. The irony is that while she appears to be getting more sleep, she's actually sacrificing genuine rest for emotional excitement with someone else. If confronted about the sudden schedule change, she'll have ready explanations that sound reasonable on the surface. But pay attention to whether these explanations align with her actual morning activities. Does she really exercise, or does she spend the time texting? Does she actually read or meditate, Or is she having hushed phone conversations? This is where female psychology becomes crystal clear. When a woman starts investing significantly more time and effort in her morning appearance, especially when she claims to have nowhere special to go, she's preparing herself for someone who's become worth the extra effort. The changes might seem subtle at first, spending longer in the bathroom, trying new makeup techniques, purchasing new skincare products, or experimenting with different hairstyles. But here's the key insight. This isn't about general self-improvement. It's about impressing a specific person who's entered her life. Watch for these specific indicators. She's suddenly interested in fashion or beauty trends she previously ignored. She starts wearing perfume regularly when she used to reserve it for special occasions. She's paying more attention to details like nail polish, jewelry, or accessories that enhance her attractiveness. The psychology behind this behavior is rooted in the excitement of new attraction. When a woman meets someone who sparks her interest, she naturally wants to present her best self to that person. This biological response is so strong that she'll invest time and energy in her appearance, even during routine daily activities, just in case there's an opportunity to see or interact with this person. You might notice she's taking longer showers, spending more time in front of the mirror, or making appearance-related purchases she never showed interest in before. She might claim she's doing it for herself or just wants to feel good, but the timing and intensity of these changes reveal the real motivation. The most telling sign is when this extra grooming effort doesn't align with her actual daily schedule. If she's spending 45 minutes on her makeup to go grocery shopping or wearing her nicest clothes to run errands, she's preparing for the possibility of an encounter with someone who matters to her romantically. Pay attention to her reactions when you compliment her new appearance efforts. Does she seem pleased but evasive? Does she deflect attention away from the changes? Or does she seem nervous that you've noticed? These responses can reveal whether the effort is genuinely for herself or for someone else's attention. Female psychology shows us that maintaining a secret relationship creates intense internal conflict, and this emotional turbulence is most visible during the vulnerable morning hours. You'll start noticing dramatic and seemingly unpredictable shifts in her energy and mood. On some mornings, she'll be unusually cheerful, almost giddy, with an energy that seems disproportionate to anything happening in your shared life. This elevated mood typically follows positive interactions with her secret partner, a romantic text conversation the night before, plans for a secret meeting, or simply the excitement of new romantic attention. On other mornings, the complete opposite occurs. She'll be distant, irritable, or withdrawn without any apparent cause. This happens when the reality of her deception weighs heavily on her conscience, when she's anxious about maintaining her lies, or when something has gone wrong in her secret relationship. The key indicator is the unpredictable nature of these mood swings. In a stable relationship, morning moods generally follow predictable patterns based on sleep quality, upcoming events, or ongoing life situations. But when someone is living a double life, their emotional state becomes tied to factors you're not aware of, creating seemingly random fluctuations. Watch for these specific patterns: mornings where she seems to have inner excitement about something she won't share, days when she's distracted and preoccupied, as if her mind is somewhere else entirely, times when she seems nervous or on edge, especially if her phone makes any sounds, or if you ask questions about her plans. You might also notice that her energy doesn't match her circumstances. She's unusually happy on a Monday morning, with no special events planned, or she's inexplicably down despite having things to look forward to. This disconnect between her emotional state and her visible life circumstances suggests that her real emotional investment is tied to something or someone you don't know about. The guilt factor plays a significant role here. Many women experience internal conflict when they're being unfaithful, even if they're rationalizing their behavior. This guilt manifests as morning irritability, defensiveness, or overcompensation through excessive cheerfulness. Neither emotional extreme feels genuine because it's not. It's a reaction to the stress of deception. Privacy boundaries, in a long-term relationship typically become more relaxed over time. When those boundaries suddenly become more rigid, especially around personal grooming and dressing, it signals that she's become conscious of her body in relation to someone new. This change manifests in several ways. She starts locking bathroom doors that were previously left open. She changes her dressing routine to ensure privacy. She becomes uncomfortable with casual nudity or intimate conversations during these vulnerable moments. She might even change her shower timing to avoid these shared moments entirely. The psychology behind this shift is complex but revealing. When a woman begins an emotional or physical relationship with someone else, she becomes hyper-aware of her body and how it's being perceived. This awareness creates a sense that her body is now shared between multiple relationships, leading to increased privacy with the primary partner. You might notice she's hiding new lingerie or clothing purchases, or she's suddenly concerned about her physical appearance in ways that were never issues before. She might start doing her grooming routines at different times to avoid your presence. Or she might become defensive if you enter spaces that were previously shared without thought. This behavior often coincides with changes in her intimate wardrobe. She might purchase new undergarments and hide them, or you might notice that certain items go missing from her regular rotation. The investment in intimate apparel that you never see suggests it's intended for someone else's eyes. The shower routine specifically becomes a sanctuary for private phone calls or secret communication. If she's suddenly taking longer showers or becomes anxious about bathroom interruptions, she may be using this time for activities that require complete privacy. Pay attention to her comfort level with casual physical contact during these morning routines. Does she pull away when you try to hug her while she's getting dressed? Does she seem uncomfortable with spontaneous, intimate moments? These reactions often stem from guilt about sharing similar intimacy with someone else. Physical intimacy patterns are among the most reliable indicators of relationship health, and changes in morning intimacy specifically reveal where her emotional and physical energy is truly focused. When a woman redirects her intimate attention to someone else, her desire for physical connection with her primary partner naturally diminishes. The changes start subtly. She stops initiating morning affection that was once routine. She becomes less responsive to your physical advances. She creates physical distance even during casual moments like coffee sharing or brief conversations. She might seem uncomfortable with lingering touches or meaningful eye contact. Female psychology shows us that emotional and physical intimacy are deeply connected for most women. When she's investing that intimate energy elsewhere, there's simply less available for the primary relationship. It's not necessarily a conscious choice. Her body and mind are naturally redirecting toward the source of new excitement. Watch for these specific changes. Morning kisses become perfunctory rather than meaningful. She avoids situations that might lead to spontaneous intimacy. She seems distracted or uncomfortable during any physical contact. She might even create logical reasons to avoid morning intimacy, such as being too rushed or not feeling well. The timing of these changes is crucial. If morning intimacy was a regular part of your relationship and suddenly becomes rare or uncomfortable, this shift indicates her emotional connection is moving elsewhere. Morning intimacy, specifically, represents vulnerability and genuine affection. When she withdraws from these moments, she's protecting her emotional investment in someone else. You might also notice that any physical contact feels mechanical or obligatory rather than passionate or genuine. She's going through the motions to maintain appearances, but her heart isn't engaged in these interactions. This emotional distance during intimate moments is one of the most painful indicators that her primary emotional attachment has shifted. The most telling sign is when she seems relieved when morning intimate moments are interrupted or avoided. If she appears grateful for distractions that prevent physical closeness, it suggests that maintaining this intimacy with you has become emotionally difficult for her because of her investment elsewhere. The final habit reveals itself in how she manages her departure from your shared space. When a woman is eager to begin her day, because it offers opportunities to connect with someone new. She'll create reasons to leave earlier and spend less time with you during morning routines. This rushing behavior has specific characteristics. She suddenly has urgent morning appointments or activities that require her to leave earlier. She skips shared morning rituals like breakfast conversations or coffee time. She seems anxious or impatient if anything delays her departure. She creates the impression that spending morning time with you is an obstacle to more important priorities. The psychology here is about managing competing loyalties. Every minute spent with you in the morning is time she could be using to connect with her secret partner. The excitement of this other relationship makes your shared time feel like an obligation rather than a pleasure, so she naturally minimizes it. Watch for these patterns. She starts getting ready for her day much earlier, but still claims to be running late. She becomes impatient with morning conversations that were once enjoyable. She frequently checks the time and shows signs of anxiety about her schedule. She creates new morning obligations that require her to leave your presence quickly. This behavior often involves deception about where she's actually going or why she needs to leave so early. She might claim work requirements or family obligations, but the emotional energy behind her departure suggests she's eager to get to something or someone that provides more excitement than your relationship currently offers. The most revealing aspect is her emotional state during these rushed departures. She's not reluctantly leaving due to obligations. She's eagerly escaping to begin the more exciting part of her day. This enthusiasm for leaving, combined with impatience with any delays, shows that her heart is already elsewhere before she even walks out the door. These 7 morning habits, when they appear together or in combination, paint a clear picture of a woman whose emotional and physical energy has been redirected away from her primary relationship. Understanding female psychology helps us recognize that these aren't random behavioral changes. They're the natural result of divided loyalties and competing romantic interests. The morning hours are particularly revealing because they represent the most authentic moments of our day. Before the social masks go on and the daily performances begin, people's true priorities and emotional states are most visible. When these authentic moments consistently show investment in someone or something outside the primary relationship, the message is unmistakable. If you're recognizing multiple these patterns, trust your observations. Your subconscious mind is picking up on changes that your rational mind might want to dismiss or excuse. Female psychology research consistently shows that behavioral changes in intimate relationships are rarely coincidental. They reflect real shifts in emotional investment and romantic focus. The key is not to confront these habits individually, as each one can be rationalized or explained away. Instead, observe the overall pattern and trust what the cumulative evidence tells you about where her heart and mind are truly focused. Your morning observations are giving you crucial information about the real state of your relationship. Remember, you deserve a partner whose morning energy and attention naturally flows toward you, not someone who treats your shared time as an obstacle to more exciting opportunities elsewhere.